Cleanest truck competition. Thomas had pulled into random docks with old trucks, and he was very tired. Whew, what a long day. Just then, James puffed up. Hey, Thomas, what do you think of my trucks? The trucks were smartly painted, and they were very smug about this. Yeah, well, how about I go to the yard and get my own trucks, and they'll be even better than yours. Thomas found an array of green trucks near one of the stations. He was very excited to get to work. The trucks looked very elegant, and they didn't even seem troublesome. At Brendan Docks, James was showing off his blue trucks to Bill and Ben. Thomas arrived on the scene with his green trucks. Whoa!
Looking good.
James was annoyed at the praise Thomas's trucks were receiving. He was very proud of his, and was close to snapping. You know what? Fine. If you think your trucks are more smartly painted and elegant than my splendid blue painted trucks, then how about this? Don't come crying to me when your trucks get dirty after being filled with quarry dust when you go at the quarry. Is that a challenge? How about it? Said James. Whoever gets their trucks dirtier, faster, loses and isn't a really useful engine and has no taste in smart paint. You're on! And the two puffed away. But they arrived at Farquhar Quarry and the trucks were being loaded. They were into the competition as well. And even Thomas's trucks and James' trucks were getting competitive with each other. Not to the extent that Thomas and James were, of course. However, when the load spilled, the green trucks were covered. Oh! Looks like I win! How about another round? Said Thomas. He was desperate to win. Fine. The green trucks were still dirty after their visit at the quarry, so when they were filled with even more rock, there was a bit of trouble. The green truck was filled, and so was Thomas. Really? Whatever. It's not if you could be the cleanest about the truck. I'm sure to lose this round as well. James saw Thomas chuffing near the water tower and could see how dirty he was and how dirty the trucks were. Looks like I would again, said James. Thomas was so petty he called a third round, but this time he was gonna cheat and pull the strings. He saw the old trucks he had and left behind his green trucks. If I take them out, then the green trucks won't get dirty and I'll still win, said Thomas. Although while he was pulling them, disaster struck. The couplings were worn and old until it all happened at once. The coupling snapped, and Thomas was sent flying while he was running from the trucks out of control. Oh no! This is not good! Why did I think this was a good idea? I'm gonna have to go back and get the green ones. A crane engine called Harvey came over. He had a little claw that could scoop up the coal. He was gonna load it back in to the trucks. But since those trucks were demolished, he had to go back and get his green ones. Thomas whistled. Thank you, he said. Thomas made good time with his green trucks. He eventually arrived at Brendan Docks. All right, let's get loading. Yes, let's, said Thomas. The trucks ended up getting a bit dirty, but Thomas didn't care at this point. He'd already basically witnessed the death of those old trucks, so he didn't care about the competition anymore. James pulled in. So I've seen you given up on being clean, he said to Thomas's trucks. Well, I'll have you know, mine are. But James was distracted, and Cranky's arm lowered, and... Stop! Get it back! Ugh. He's as sticky as a melon, said one of Thomas's trucks. James felt terrible. Ugh,